and welcome to this video for opening out the front of the chest, relieving any tightness in the chest or in the upper body. And this sequence is especially good for anyone suffering from the condition Costochondritis. So in between from the upper rib cage, where the upper ribs meet the sternum, the breastbone, there's a little bit of cartilage there, which is your costosternum. So your costosternal joint. So in the costochondritis, it means that there's an inflammation, so you get lots of pain in the chest. So what we're working on today is stretching out the chest, stretching out the pectoral muscles to relieve tension in the muscles surrounding this joint. Also helping to get blood flow there to help the body heal. So we'll start off in a standing position. Hi Luna, against the wall. So we're going to work on some stretches against the wall to open out the pectoral muscles. So I'll find a little space against the wall and I'll see you there. So finding a position against a wall, we're going to come into a chest opener, stretching out the pectoral muscles. So we're relieving tightness in the muscles surrounding the sternum. So taking your front left foot forward and the right leg back. So into warrior legs, so chest and the hips are facing forward. You might need to play around a little bit with how close you are to the wall, depending on the tightness that you've got in the pectoral muscle. So from this position, taking the arm back behind the left arm, keeping a bend in the left arm, we're just gently leaning into the wall, drawing the right shoulder back so the chest is turning to the right, so you can feel that opening sensation just underneath the armpit and the front of the chest. So we can stay here for a few breaths. So with all of these practices, we're starting off gentle, starting off slow. If you feel like you want to deepen the stretch, or as your practice progresses, you can get a little bit deeper. So breathing into where you feel that tightness. If you want to extend that a little bit more, we can then take the arm back in a more straight position. I quite like to use the wall as a little bit of support, so just using my fingertips. Again, leaning your chest into the wall, keeping your chest facing forwards. So rather than turning into the wall, we keep turning the body forward, even slightly to the right, away from the wall. So you really feel that intense stretch. Breathe in here for 5 deep breaths. If you've just started this pose and you're not sure if you feel a stretch or not, just try moving closer to the wall, try moving away from the wall, try different positions with your arm until you find the right position for you. The other thing to remember is to not draw your shoulder up. So the left shoulder wants to be moving down, drawing the shoulder blade back. Lovely. So we're going to the opposite side now. So we're taking the right foot forward, coming into those warrior legs again. So the right foot is slightly bent, right leg. Hips are facing forward. Taking the arm back again, starting with the arm bent, just easing into the wall. Keeping the chest facing forwards, big deep breath. Again, drawing your shoulder blade down. Try to avoid your arm coming up and the shoulder coming up into your neck. We're drawing the shoulder blade down and back. That might feel enough for you, so you can just stay here if you want to get a little bit deeper. Again, taking the arm back into more of a straight position, using the left hand, the fingertips to support yourself, and then we're gently twisting the chest forward, easing into the right side, into the right pectoral, the right armpit. Really nice deep breaths. Use your breath to release the tension. Releasing and letting go with the exhale. 5 deep breaths. Drawing the shoulder blade back. Lovely. And then coming back to centre. So if you've got an old tie or a belt or a yoga strap, we're going to use this next to open up both pectoral muscles. So basically just holding your strap or whatever equivalent you've got. Taking it behind your arms. So we're reaching the shoulder blades down, squeezing back. So just being in this position might be enough for you. Spreading the toes into a strong Tadasana pose. So our legs feel really nice and grounded. Pulling the belly under and drawing the shoulder blades back and down, using the tension of the strap to keep the shoulders back. Lovely. Brilliant. Again, starting off just really gently. If you've practiced this sequence a few times now and you feel like you can get a little bit deeper, you can then start to lift the hands behind. But again, be careful not to draw the shoulders up. So shoulder blades are pulling down, then using the tension of the arms, just gently raise the arms back. Again, breathing into the chest, releasing the head and the neck. Feeling that stretch right across the front of the pectoral muscles in the front of the chest. Lovely. And then just releasing that off. And just give your wrists and your shoulders just a little bit of a ease off, a little shake and a little wriggle. Great, so coming back down onto your mat, for the next pose it's handy to have a bolster, which is like a big cushion. If you haven't got one of these, it's okay to just use some cushions or pillows below the hips. You might prefer to not have anything under your hips, that's totally fine as well. So we're going to open out, use the bolster to lie on between the back to open out the chest. So having this in the centre of your mat, coming down, in fact I'll go this way. So having that down, lying on your back and having a little shuffle around till it feels comfortable. So bringing something in between the shoulder blades, it might even be a rolled up towel, just allowing the head to relax. Allow whatever's between the shoulder blades to raise your chest up. So we're getting a nice gentle back bend as well as chest opening. So from here we can just have a little adjustment, bend in the knees. Feels really nice. So then hands can just be by the side with the palms up. My bolster's quite high. If it was lower, you could have your arms back in a little cactus position. So the abs are either in this position bent. Obviously my elbows aren't touching the floor, so I'll have to have my hands in this position. Just taking a few deep breaths here. So restorative poses in yoga are especially good for if you've got any health issues, because you're allowing your body time to rest and to heal itself. So in this position you're getting all the benefits of a stretch, opening out the chest, but without any effort. So just holding it here with a few really nice breaths. If your legs feel uncomfortable bent, you can have your legs straight here, but it might put a little bit more pressure on the lower back. So just see what feels good for you. If you want to make it a little bit more active, we can start to bring some movements with the arms. So a bit as if you were making a snow angel. We're reaching the arms up with the breath in. Just letting the fingertips trace a circle on the floor as you're gently bringing the arms back down. So using your breath. Inhale, reaching all the way back. And exhale as you slowly round the arms back. So you feel this stretch a little bit more in the muscles and the tendons surrounding the front of the chest. If you find that you've got not so much energy or you're happy just to stay still, just stay still here. And enjoy another couple of breaths. We're slowly going to raise the body up, using the hands for some support. Lovely. So we're going to come into a seated twist. So bringing the knees out to the front first, taking them to the left. So we're trying to keep the buttocks still on the floor. So you need to adjust your feet a little bit. So your ankle might be on the instep of your right leg, just so you can try and get your bum down. Don't worry if you are a little bit raised, we're trying to keep a nice central position. So in this seated position, we're just raising the chest up. Lovely. And then as you exhale, we're just taking the rib cage over to the right, using the left hand to come over the right leg. The right hand in tripod position, so using your fingertips behind the back. Lovely. So we're twisting from the lower spine. Now we want to focus on the chest rather than the lower spine. So reaching the shoulder blades down and back, lifting and raising the chest to get that length in the spine. And as you exhale, gently drawing the right shoulder back, keeping that openness and the stretch in the front of the chest. Lovely. Head and neck is nice and loose. When we twist, there is a tendency to take your head. If you take your neck around, you feel like you're twisting further. We want to keep the neck nice and relaxed. Don't want any more pressure in the neck. So just allowing your head to face forward to your chest. Lovely. And 5 to 10 deep breaths here. If you've practiced this sequence a couple of times and you get familiar with the postures, feel free to practice them as often as you can, holding them for as long as you feel like you want to. Lovely, and slowly coming back to centre. Brilliant. Taking both feet forward, just have a little rock side to side to ease off the hips. Lovely, and bringing the feet back in, taking the feet out, the knees into the centre, feet out to the right. This time. Lovely. Just finding your position where you can feel comfy here. Raising the chest up. So don't worry if you feel a little bit off centre. Just trying to ease the feet a little bit so you've got a twist. Reaching up with the spine, again drawing the shoulder blades back to ease out the chest. And then as we exhale, we're taking the right hand over the left knee. Left hand is supporting behind your back. And gently twisting over to the right. Lovely. So you will find that your hips and your pelvis tilts a little bit here. Don't worry about that, especially if you've got tightness in your lower back. We're just focusing on twisting and opening out the chest. 5 deep breaths. Head and neck is nice and loose. Drawing the right shoulder back. So again, you're feeling that stretch. Gently lifting the chest up to the sky. Brilliant. Engaging the back of the shoulders. So all the time when we're engaging and working those muscles, activating the muscles in the centre of the back, in the thoracic spine, we're opening out the chest. And after 5 deep breaths, slowly coming back to centre and have a little rock again. The next posture is a restorative pose, which once you've got into it, I recommend that you would pause the video and stay there as long as you want, because it's a really beneficial pose, not just for this condition, but just to be restful and to help your body heal itself. So we'll need a bolster or some pillows or cushions, and you'll need a chair. So when you've got the bits together, we'll see you back on the mat. Great, so when you've found a chair that is the right height, is we're going to rest our legs on here, and again a cushion or a bolster. So we're going to sit on the bolster, place our hips onto there, and then raise our legs onto the chair. So coming into that position. It might take you a while to have a little shuffle around to feel like you're in the right place. So the lower sacrum is down onto the block. Feet are in that position and gently lower down. Have a little adjust so you feel nice and in alignment and you've got space in the neck. Hands can be placed out. Just need to move that chair. Hands can be by the side with the palms up, or again bringing them into those cactus arms, which again is really nice to get right into that joints of the arm. And take a few really deep breaths here. So any kind of inflammation in the body causes pain. Yoga especially gives us tools to deal with the pain. And one of the best ways to do that is with the breath. So if you really find your breath, feel your breath in your body and connect to it, making the breath as deep as you can and just enjoying that sense of relaxation. Imagine that you're breathing out the tension, breathing out any tightness. We're holding this posture for as long as you want to. When you feel like you've had enough or you haven't got much time to come out, we're just gently going to bring the knees back into the chest. Have a little rock here. And taking a big breath in, reaching the arms up and bringing them to your heart centre. Hopefully you feel a little bit more open in the chest and in your heart. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.